All ready to go. Okay, guys, what is going on? It is a little bit early, but we're going to fire this one up right now. So, guys, I want to welcome you to Caliber Corner episode number 24. Today, we are talking about our holiday recommendations for your next shotgun. Oh, and it looks like there's an ad playing before my video, so there could be a little bit of a delay in what you guys see versus what I'm seeing right here. Real quick, we'll go ahead and see who's over here on the gun channel side. I don't know if there's anybody on the YouTube side just yet. You guys might have been waiting for it to go live. And got a pretty good episode for you today. This is part 3 in the series where we're talking about low, medium, and high-priced firearms that we've been recommending to you. And today we're going to talk about shotguns, which should be a fun one. Okay, so over on the gun channel side, we got Dano hanging out. Good morning, Dano. Jim is over there. Jim is here. Jim, I'm assuming that's the same Jim. General Relativity is over there also. And like I said, Dano. And then over on the YouTube side, it looks like we've got a few early morning people that joined us. I wasn't expecting a huge crowd today with this being so close to the holidays. There's a pretty good chance a lot of you guys are going to be busy right now with your families. Not a problem. See, Sean Callahan is over there and Zinger. Jim is there and Jim is here. Victor Cordovez is with us too. Good morning, Victor. Good to see you joining us. And I think we'll go ahead and, Jim, I'll let you introduce yourself. Squibby was getting another cup of coffee, if I'm not mistaken. So when he comes back, we'll let him go ahead and say a few words. So, Jim, what's going on, man? How are things down in Texas today?
Wet and chilly. That's about it.
Yeah.
My shooting range is a mess.
I want to go out, but man, we're sitting, what'd you say? It's a balmy 16 degrees here. You said that's what it said for the forecast when you check my weather?
Yep.
It is definitely cold. It is cold. I want to go out and do a few more of the dot torture tests that Ghost Tactical has posted. Have not had a chance to do that yet. So that's something that we're going to do. Squibby, are you back yet? You might not be back. No? Okay.
I'm back.
There he is. All right.
I was connected to the YouTube feed, and it's the whole officer come up behind me and put the handcuffs on me. So what are you doing? So yeah.
Oh man, not good. Not good.
The USCCA Plain Jane, we played it 100 million times commercial.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like, what did I do to find out? And then I click on the link, and I never can quite get the second half of the video to play. Like it takes me to the sign up for the U.S. concealed carry, and then after that, I don't know what the deal is. I can never see. How does that turn out anyway? What happens to the guy? Does this coverage kick in and they let him off the hook? Spoiler alert, I need to know because I've seen the commercial 150 times. So
I don't know. I just can't. They did the free Kimber giveaway, and I'm ashamed to admit that I signed up for it, and all I've been doing is getting 3 junk emails a day since. So I need to block them as spam.
Yep. I don't know. I don't know how that one ends up. So if anybody out there knows in the chat, if you ever watched the second half of that video with the guy sitting there at his kitchen table talking about how he gets arrested for just having a gun in his vehicle and already having his permit and stuff, I don't know. It's not a good time. It's not a good time to be a concealed carry person. I can tell you that right now. The world and the odds are against us. So
we need to have a concealed carry insurance chat one day.
That would be a good one. That's I know it's one of those things where I keep saying, man, I need to get it. What I need to do is look into the different options and the different companies that are out there and figure out which one to go with. And I'd like to read some reviews on people that have actually used it. That's part of the deal is, their website, they say, oh, this is John such and such, and he used our service and this and that. It's like, I want to hear some actual reviews, what people have to say that have been through stuff. But I don't know. It's a lot of those people have been through a lot, so they might not do that. But real quick, guys, I want to inspire some of you this week. And as you're sitting around and you're being exposed to all these holiday Christmas carols and Christmas songs and so on, I came up with a quick top 5 list of my recommendations for holiday songs that you could modify, or I'd like to maybe inspire some of you to compose complete songs out of this. So I took 5 popular Christmas songs and I decided to go ahead and give them a firearm theme. So when you're sitting there hearing these songs popping up as you're shopping and your kids are screaming, maybe just change the lyrics a little bit and you might have some fun with it. So at number 5, I've got Jingle Shells. I think Jingle Shells would make for a really fun Christmas song. You could just, what fun it is to go to the firing arms range today. Number 4, I've got Rudolph the Crimson Trace Reindeer. And so I think that would make for a good firearm holiday hit. Number 3, I've got Silencer Night. I think Silencer Night would be a good one. And number 12, I've got the 12 Gun Days of Christmas, which I think would make for a fantastic Christmas carol. And for number 1, we've got We Wish You a Merry Range Day. So those are my top 5 gun-related Christmas carols. If anybody wants to write those, you don't have to give me credit for it. It's fine. I understand. We'll go ahead and go with it. So, all right. Hey, so, Midnight Range is with us. What's up? Also,
avocados.
Avocados are going on. We got brunch fired up this morning. It's 9:06 on your time zone. Whoa!
Oh, that's...
Well, don't give me the stink eye, bro. So how's the AR coming along, dude? Are you getting the? Do we need to do a telethon for support a hungry Travis? Is that what we need to do?
No, we won't do that. I couldn't let anybody do that for me.
All right, so you're still looking at some options, right?
No, I really know what I want. It's just a matter of, do I get it? Things are pretty tight. So
yeah.
You're definitely against assembling one, right? You want to get just one from the store.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually looking at a full upper and a full lower from Palmetto.
Okay, and
then just slam them together. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do a parts drive and send you stuff, and you could basically assemble one short of your upper. That would save you $140 right there. If somebody's got a strip lower, they could transfer to you, or you could pick up a strip lower for $30, and we could send you the buffer tube, the stock, the grip, and all that.
If you put the word out there and people start sending in extra parts for him to build a Frankenstein rifle, he'll get at least a dozen 8.2 grips right off the bat.
Well, yeah, we could just circle it through the gun channels community and just if anybody anybody out there wants we can maybe line something up so that we don't get double parts going on. But
no, it's okay. I wouldn't. No, I'm good. I don't want to put my. I honestly don't want to put my address out there for anybody or anything like that either.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? My wife's not so much me, but
yeah,
my wife doesn't like the idea of that stuff. So
I understand.
Who knows? All good. Next thing I know, freaking John Z shows up at my goddamn house. You know what I mean? Hey, hello, I'm outside of your door right now.
Midnight Range, open the door. Come on, I got some stuff for you, man. Now I dig his East Coast dialect, his East Coast accent. He's gonna say, "What accent?" Eh?
If you ever do a live reading of The Princess Bride, John Z's your Fessick right there.
Oh man, heck yeah!
I am the Brood Squad.
Oh man, good stuff. All right, so hey, Midnight Range, you want to plug anything? You got anything you want to talk about? Anything coming up on your channel or what?
Not a whole lot. My life's been a mess right now. I don't have a whole lot of time to do stuff, so it's pretty much come down to the point where it's like, do I sleep? Do I do a video, or do I see my kids? So videos have kind of come back. But yeah, I'm going to be on tomorrow night, hopefully. Christmas extravaganza.
Cool.
Tomorrow night. So, and depending if I have some family in, I might have a co-host or two. So that might be fun.
Sounds good. Maybe after the new year, you might have a little more free time once you get through with the restaurant and all the stuff going on, all the parties and everything going on, and.
Yeah, it's been pretty nutty. I'm still down a sous chef. I'm still down a cook and a half. So it's been pretty rough,
Yeah, especially around the holidays, man. Everybody wants to have a party and stuff, so it's just everybody wants to go out to eat and take their families out. And hey, man, job security for everybody, but
we're doing a ton of parties and last night and tonight brunch is busy. Is going to be busy today. So yeah, I thought we were gonna get slack off a little bit, but apparently not.
Yeah. Oh man, I hear you. So anyway, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate you doing that through your busy schedule. So welcome.
Absolutely.
Cool, man. All right, Dano's with us. Dano, what do you know, buddy? What's cracking?
Well, I'm actually here not on a plan necessarily. I got home late last night from doing my usual working gig on the weekends, and I literally could not fall asleep. So at 5:30 my time, Central Time, I said, well, I might as well go ahead and make a pot of coffee, get up, do something productive rather than just, be irritated lying in bed. So,
there you go. No, man, that's right. Hey, well, Central Time, it is the time zone to be in. I'm telling you, it's good.
And I'd much rather be here than be tossing and turning in bed. So here I am.
There you go. Well, hey, I appreciate you doing that. Thanks for taking one for the team, bro. All right. Well, and real quick, I did post a quick video on my channel. There's going to be a 5,000 sub giveaway We turned over 5,000 subs on the channel last week, and so we're going to have a little Black Rifle Coffee Company care package that I'm going to send you. So just check the video out over my channel, and it tells you what you need to do to be entered to win. It's actually very simple. I don't ask you to share. I don't ask you to subscribe. It's just something I want to try to get back to the fans. Just get some support out there for you guys. So that's going to be going on too. So good stuff. Good stuff.
So, quick question for people who are listening to this that were not aware of it before. Is the link to that either in the description of this video on YouTube?
No, I can throw that up real quick. I have not done that because I just posted that video right before I went live. I just actually filmed it like 10 minutes before we went live. So I'll edit this video real quick, and then all you guys will have to do
a little bit later. I mean,
yeah. Or actually, I'll just go ahead and put a link to the video in this chat. I'll put it in the chat box on the side. I'll go put it on the gun channel side too. And then that way people can check it out. So
is the award going to be like after the show where people can check out the video after this part is done, or?
Yeah, no, the drawing is going to be next Saturday for Caliber Corner number 25. I think we're going to do one on our New Year's gun resolutions. Just something kind of fun to talk about. And then, I know people are going to be busy and stuff, but we'll do the drawing on air live. That'll make it easy for me because usually I have to post another video for it, and we do it live. It just makes it simpler. So yeah, we'll do it live. What it is, I'll take the list of names of all the people that have posted comments, and I just cut them off. I print them off and cut them off as strips, throw them in an ammo box, draw the winner, and we're good to go. So, yep.
With the first being on a Monday, I think you'll be surprised how many people will be around, because it's a lot more common nowadays, even for older folk, not to go out, and if they celebrate at home.
Yeah. It's the same thing with us too. Part of it is it's so freaking cold here. It can be 0 or below 0 in Nebraska on New Year's Eve, or 10 or 15 degrees. We just don't like to go out on the road. My family's 180 miles away, so it's a bit of a pain, especially in nasty weather, to get to them. So we don't really go anywhere. So it'll be a Saturday Caliber Corner like it always is. I know it's going to be before the holiday and stuff, but it'd be kind of a fun little end of the year thing, kind of a good way to wrap it up. So that is going to be the plan.
Yeah, unfortunately, that didn't stop my niece from having her wedding the week. She always wanted to have it on New Year's Eve, but New Year's Eve is on a Monday, so she's having it on the Friday before. I'm like, great, a 400-mile drive.
Okay, what state is this in? How bad could the weather be? Are we talking like North Dakota or what?
Well, it's due to the Great Lakes and the layout of Lake Erie specifically being east-west, and they live in the greater Cleveland area. What do you call it? Lake effect snow is a regular deal.
Yep.
So yeah, and I live 2 hours west of Chicago, so I got the potential snow from Lake Michigan, and then once I get to the other side of Michigan, then I got the snow from Lake Erie for another couple 100 miles.
Oh my God.
that Prius doesn't do so well in the snow, does it?
Yeah, but she had to have it at this time of year because it's always been her fantasy.
Yep. Hey man, we got a little Honda Insight. We had put real deal snow tires on ours, and it looks like a little monster truck. That thing goes through anything. They're not studded because you don't really need that for Nebraska, but the right tires, man, any hybrid can be a little mini beast when you put those tires on there.
Go down to Enterprise and rent a 4x4 F-150. There you go. You'll eat it in fuel, even though the newer ones are better on gas than the old ones, but you'll have your 4-wheel drive.
Exactly. There you go. That'll pretty much take care of you. All right, man. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and fire it up. I know that a lot of you have a lot of stuff to do, so we're going to try to be done by 9 o'clock Central Time. We got about 45 minutes. So last segment of the discussion here, we've been covering low, medium, and high price firearms. And a lot of this stuff, I know that you guys know a lot of this stuff already. A lot of you viewers are already well-versed in firearms. And again, the whole idea behind this is just give you some recommendations, maybe point out some stuff that you didn't know about, and also just to kind of give you some new ideas, and maybe let you guys know about some good deals that are out there. Some of you are probably going to be rocking some gift cards here next week at this time, so you might have a little bit of money to spend on that. So we're going to talk low-end shotguns. We're going to go $0 to $399. I know there's going to be probably going to have a lot of similarities in our recommendations. So from $0 to $399, what would you guys like to say on the low end? You can do pump, semi-automatic, over, under, just let it go. What do you guys think?
I actually saw a sale last weekend. And I made an announcement as well as I put an ad over on the main page on Gun Channels last weekend. And I can't remember which place it was, but it was for a Maverick 88 folding shotgun for $199.
That is Palmetto State that was advertising that. Palmetto State Armory's got that one. Now, I wish they would give it behind me, I've got an SP, which has the extended shell tube that just comes with it from the factory. I think it's like a 8 or 9 round or something, an 8 round capacity, 8+1. It'd be nice if they put that SP tube on that stock. Because if you're going to go full tactical, you're going to go, you need some serious stability with the shotgun, with that shoulder stock, or even that ability to break the shoulder stock down and have a more compact transport firearm. I think that's great. Yeah.
And for $199, it leaves room for making some modifications to fit whatever your body type is, and you want a side saddle or getting some more ammo for it. Get some slugs and some buckshot and some birdshot. Mix it up a little bit.
It's popping up out in the chat over there already. I'm seeing this on both sides, guys. We got the Maverick 88. Just the base model, I think they're well under $200. Aren't they like $170? I know somebody's gonna say, they're $150. Maybe $175-ish. I'm guessing you can pick one up, just straight standard model right out of the box.
Yeah, when I like over at Gun Channels, or if I'm in somebody's chat, I only mention stuff that's nationally available, not something that only my local guy is doing.
Well, I have trouble sourcing Maverick 88s. I mean, I can buy them through Davidson's Gallery of Guns and have them shipped to my FFL, but we don't have Academy here. I know that's one of the places that always advertise it. We do have a Dick's Sports, and I know that that's not always a store that we like to support just because of their whole choice with what they did with the black rifles and stuff. But that's one of the few places I can actually pick one up. So I can get them sort of locally, but it's still about a 180-mile round trip for me. So I wish that, our Walmart hardly ever has the Maverick 88s in stock, which kind of blows my mind. So
yeah. Well, yeah, I guess we're slightly worse off, as not only do we not have, academies, we do have Dick's, but again, you mentioned that. But our Walmarts do not carry firearms, period.
Oh, okay. And that could be a state thing, that could be and I've asked them before, why did you guys get rid of the black guns? I asked our Walmart that question, and they just said that they couldn't compete, they couldn't move them quick enough, so they went, even though they carry the the $700 Mini 14, that still has its own niche customer, but they quit carrying those, so they got bolt action shotguns, bolt action, over-unders, 22s. They've got a good selection, but they just don't have the black guns anymore. And they were pretty expensive. I mean, they were carrying SIGs. Ours was carrying they had a couple Colts that showed up. I mean, we're talking, $900, $1,000 ARs. They said that for the space it was taking up, they could move 5 or 6 of a lower price point firearm. And I can respect that. If they've only got 2 cases to put everything in and they want to get as much variety as they can. So,
the Walmart's just over the border for me, because I live that close to the border of Wisconsin, is exactly what you're talking about. They carry firearms just 45 minutes away from me because I'm that close to the border.
So you can go buy one there, right? No problems at all. You don't have to worry about doing a transfer, even though it's out of state.
I don't know if it's policy or law, but they would not sell me anything. I live in a state that has FOID cards, firearm owners identification cards. They don't register the guns; they register the people.
Yeah,
which is like, how can it get worse? You register the people. Now they know exactly who you are and what you look like.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, that's not good when you got to deal with something like that.
But that's another subject. We're talking about happy things today.
Yes. Low price shotguns. I'm seeing the Remington 870 popping up, the Mossberg 500. I would think you can get those for under $400. I've got an old Mossberg 875 that's probably 20 plus years old. That's got a slug barrel and a shell barrel with the tubes and everything. And again, we always want to say this: don't rule out the pawn shops. Don't rule out the gun shops. You can get some good, older, solid shotguns for under a couple $100 too. If you look around, there's always some good deals out there.
I think one of the things too, like you're talking about with used guns, is there's a lot of shotguns out there that people buy and they stick in a closet and they never even shoot the dang thing.
Yeah. And then they end up moving it out because they don't use it. Yeah.
And something else. Go ahead, Dana.
I was just gonna say, 10, 20 years old and never been shot.
Yeah, for real. Another thing that's kind of fun about shotguns, I think, is if you're really antsy to buy a gun and you don't have a whole lot of money, but you just got to buy something new, an inexpensive shotgun's really fun. and they're a great value. To be able to go out and spend $200 on a gun and get a big old shotgun is pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, I bought an H&R Partner pump with the shorter barrel. Now, I know they're Chinese made from Hawk Industries or whatever, but that thing was a tank, man. I would call it the AK-47 of pump shotguns because it was, I mean, it was not crudely finished or anything. It just weighs, it's heavy. It doesn't even have any kind of choke tube adjustments offered on it. But, man, I was able to shoot skeet with that with no problems at all. I mean, I wasn't hitting out to very far, but, you know, and that's like 100, I think they were like 159, 169 at Walmart at one point. And yeah, the H&R Partner pumps, whether you want the long barrel or short barrel, they are definitely solid. And there are parts available out there for them. In fact, they're compatible with either the Mossberg or the Remington shotguns. There's like the stocks and some of the trigger pack items, but the barrels are different. But you can still use the hand guards and pumps and so on with them. There's a lot of compatibility between the two. So that's a nice little shotgun if you want to work your way up and customize it. There's actually some specialty parts coming out just for that gun now too, like heat shields and stuff like that. So H&R Partner pump, don't rule that one out. What about on lower end, guys? What do you guys think? Is there any semi-automatics out there that would be under 400 that you guys could recommend?
One of my perennial favorites is Glock trade-ins. Police trade-ins.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'm sorry, we're on shotguns.
That's fine, man. Hey, those two. Well, won't rule those out. Pick one of those up while you're out there. I think the Walmart carries a Charles Daly semi-automatic that's like $300 if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to think of what I've seen recently out there. What's that also? Oh, there's one that Night Strike is always talking about. There's a Chinese-made semi-automatic box-fed 12 gauge that you can buy. And we'll try to, I can't remember the name of that one. I wish he was on here. You could tell us what it is, but you search around for it and it pops up. It's the company selling it is the exclusive importer also. So
yeah, it's not Norinco. It is a different name. So if somebody's thinking, oh, I know it's Norinco. No, it's a different name.
Yeah, you guys in the chat, if you know the name of that shotgun, because it's come up a lot in the chats and stuff. I know it's come up on Hit or Miss Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock. It's been there also. So that's. No, I don't think it's the Catamount. It's literally $139 shotgun, and they have extra magazines available for it too, which is really cool because they're like a steel box mag. So it's a semi-auto with this. It's polymer furniture, but it looks like it's fake wood furniture on it. But you might be able to swap it out for something else. You know, if you want something to get into. Of course, you know, with an FFL and shipping, you're looking at around $200 anyway. So it might be one of those things maybe to spend $25 more and just buy something local. You know. Let's see, other low-end models. Yes. Okay, now let's talk over-unders. Believe it or not, there are sub-$400 over-under shotguns that you can buy. Have you guys ever seen used over-unders for $400 or not? At gun shows or gun stores?
In working order, I have not.
Okay. So my recommendation to you, there are two of them that are out there. We have a Stoeger Condor youth model that my wife uses. She's a little bit shorter stature gal, and she's a lefty. So she uses firearms that are a little more tailored to ambidextrous people or ambidextrous style firearms. And so we got her that 20 gauge over-under youth model for like $325. And I carry that out as a dove gun. That thing is so light and so handy, and it's got the adjustable choke tubes on it that it makes it very flexible. There's aftermarket choke tubes you can buy for it. So if you want to run anything through it, you can. I think it's up to a 3-inch shell, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a good one. And you can get those for around $400, maybe a little over $400. And I believe that they're not Turkish. I believe they're made by Brastec in Brazil. Good morning. And yeah, the over-unders are you can definitely get into that. The other one too, and I don't have any experience with them, but they look nice. TriStar 12 gauges. Walmart carries those. Our Walmart carries them for $375 all day.
Now, are those really Spanish?
Those are Turkish. They are Turkish made. So I don't. Okay. You know, so we can
start like the handguns.
No, it's TriStar is the company that does this one. Yeah, and it's not Star. Yeah. So that would be one to consider too. That would be. If you want an over-under, I mean, they're awesome for upland game birds. They're fun to shoot skeet with. That one comes with a couple sets of choke tubes also, and you can buy aftermarket choke tubes for it. There's good support in the shotgun market when it comes to parts and aftermarkets and aftermarket items and hop-ups. So, you know, there's definitely some options out there. Hey, Triple D is with us. How you doing, buddy? He's getting connected with us. What do you know?
Hey, man, I'm doing well. Thanks for the invite. Sorry I'm late.
No, that's all right. I'm just being attacked by Ammo Cat here. That's all. She's wanting some attention. So, hey, John, Triple D, do you have any recommendations for lower end shotguns? You can mention something we already talked about. What's worked well for you, or what have you seen under the $400 range?
The first one comes to mind is just a single barrel, single shot break open New England.
I think they also market them as a Hatfield at Walmart, the $99 ones. The New England Hatfields. Yep. 12 gauge, 20 gauge, and then you can take them apart and store them in 2 pieces in a bag if you want something really compact, definitely, out of sight, out of mind.
There's also, I know Rossi makes a really, really cool switch barrel set. It's great for a kid. Okay. The ones that I've seen typically come with a 20 gauge barrel and a 22 long rifle barrel. And then I've also seen a set that came with both of those barrels and the 243 barrel. And they're short. They're short barrels. They're about 18, 20 inch barrels, something like that.
Okay.
But then they work really, really well for a kid just to get somebody started, because you can kind of do anything with it then.
There you go. Got a lot of options. That's actually another really cool option I never thought about. And again, you don't have to break the bank on those either, which makes it really good. Let's see. Scott's commenting. I believe that CZ 12 gauges are made in Turkey. They do look pretty nice. Again, the whole Turkish gun thing. You buy with your conscience or whatever. But at some point, you want a firearm and you might not have the budget. There just is going to be certain markets you're gonna buy from, and I think that's part of the deal. Okay, so that kind of covers more. Go ahead. Yeah.
An option in this price range, if you're talking about the lower end, it's almost like buying another shotgun without buying another shotgun, is simply if you've got just your standard shotgun that's set up for shot, you buy a slug barrel for it.
Yep.
You just get a drop-in slug barrel. For example, my Mossberg 835, I can go to Midway and I can get a rifled slug barrel with sights for $204. Oh, no, discontinued. I guess I can't. So maybe I'd have to go look in Cabela's or something for the same thing, or go to the Mossberg website. But if you want to get somebody a shotgun, but maybe you don't have enough money for the shotgun, or you don't want to fill out the 4473 and go through all the hassle, or have to do a transfer later or something like that, just get them a slug barrel.
Yep.
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
And I think there's other people out there that may have that same question. They may look at maybe an existing shotgun they have. Is how do they know whether they can actually run slugs or not, based off of just physically looking at their barrel?
If it's got a choke at the end, if it's got a threaded choke at the end, then it's set up for shot. If you shine a light down the barrel and you've got grooves for rifling, it's set up for slug? Question mark.
Yeah, and you probably don't want to shoot shot down that rifled barrel. It should have had a second barrel that comes with it. Because that your shot's going to beat up that rifling. Like I've got an 835 also actually locked up behind me, and it's got the second slug barrel with it. And the slug barrel's does have the rifling in it. So you have to shoot the, what do you call it? Sabo or Sabot slugs. They've got the casing, the little plastic casing around them. And you're not supposed to fire unsaboted or unsabo slugs through that barrel. And so if you're seeing rifling in that shotgun barrel, you probably should not be shooting shot shell through. Now there's going to be guys that probably say, well, I do it all the time. It's not a problem. I would think that shot would beat up the rifling.
And that would jump to another gift item too, is buying chokes. Chokes are not cheap. I mean, a choke is what, $50? So if you're in a budget range and you want to get somebody something, try to find out what model shotgun it is, or find out what chokes they have, or if you've been out shooting with them and you know what they've got and what they've been saying, oh man, I really want to get this, but it's like $100, or I'd rather buy a box of shells and get another choke, or get them some nice replacement chokes. I think Carlson's got some good ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies out there. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, the reason I mentioned this is because, especially when you're entering inexpensive or new stuff, there's always new people to every market, including the expensive market. But these little caveats are important. So somebody getting the first shotgun, I hate to give them also, they think they got one thing and they got something else.
Also, if you're getting this shotgun, you need to pay attention to the inscriptions on the barrel. Not every gun is set up to run your 3.5-inch Magnum shells. Make sure that if it's 2 3/4 or 3-inch. Just make sure that you follow the directions on the barrel. If you don't know, do some research on your gun. You don't want to blow it up. You might have a really old shotgun that was only set up to run 3-inch or smaller shells, and You know, you put some 3.5-inch buck through that, double aught buck through that, you might do some damage to yourself. So you want to be very careful with what you fire through it. And it'll say if it can fire Magnum rounds on the barrel, unless it's a really old shotgun. But mine's 20 plus years old, and it's got the inscriptions right on the barrel. My 835.
Yeah, my Stevens is only built to do 2 3/4 inch. That's from the 60s, though.
Yeah,
it's an old one. It doesn't even have a serial number on it. It's so old.
Well, you know, if you go out there and buy a shotgun that's going to be turkey specific, you can probably rest assured that you're going to run your 3.5-inch Magnum loads just fine. That should not be a problem at all. They're generally, you know, that's what they're designed for.
Specifically for hunting turkey, or specifically manufactured in Turkey?
Oh, no. Yeah, hunting turkey. Yeah. I love the 835. I have taken mine through hell and back. I've taken it through. I mean, I actually had my slug barrel on it for my first deer hunt. Mine is tapped, and it's got the threads and the screws from the factory for a rail. So I had a scope on it. I was running Hornady SST slug rounds, and it hurts when you shoot it. It bucks good. It's a massive slug coming out of that thing, but those are such good rounds, and that was a fun gun. I mean, I still have it. Swap out the barrels, go shoot some skeet with it, or you could use it for goose. You know, it's a pump, so you don't have the convenience of a semi-auto, but the only thing I would say on those 835s is if you're buying something and you want to do some pheasant hunting, or you're going to do any kind of bad weather hunting where it could get bad outside, that's got it's hang mounted safety on the top. And so mine has frozen over a couple times when I was out in the field because of freezing rain and snow. And I ended up going ahead and calling it a day because I couldn't safely walk around with the gun with the safety being frozen in one position, and I couldn't rely on it. So that's just one thing to watch out for if you've got that safety mounted up on the top of the receiver. Anything else on the low end, guys, before we progress up to the medium range? More suggestions?
I just have one quick question. What if somebody has a cheaper shotgun? It does not have screw-in chokes. It's just got a fixed choke on it, and it's not, fairly open. It's a modified or a full or something like that. Is that still safe to shoot with a rifled slug?
You should be okay. I mean, that's I've done it before with an older Mossberg that I had even before I got the 835, but you're going to want to look up the model and make sure that it can handle it. If it says do not shoot rifled slugs through this barrel, I would hope it would be marked on the barrel, but it may not. Because if you don't get a manual with the gun, you need to get in the forums and ask. You also need to get a manual for that gun. And
I know ideally, everybody says if you're going to shoot a rifled slug, you want a cylinder bore choke for it. But, I just didn't know if that was even safe to run that through a full choke.
That's a good question, man. I really don't have an answer. We might have to have a few other guys chime in because I've only fired slugs through the 835, and then I had a previous, I don't know if it was a 500 or an 870. I think I had a Mossberg 500. It was like an old, almost like a police cruiser special, and I'd fired slugs through it a few times with no problems, just playing around. But you're going to want to do some individual research on that. I'm not sure. That's a good question, though. So be careful if you're going to do the slug thing, or if you want that for home defense or whatnot. Just really be careful with what you're doing. So, all right, let's go ahead and kick up the price point a little bit. We'll go $400 to $800. Guys, do you have any recommendations at that point?
Mossberg 500. What is it? The A2?
I believe so. Yeah.
The Mariner.
I would. Prefer.
Oh, yes. You start to get into the Marine Coat finish guns around that price point.
Yeah, I really wanted to get one of the Winchester SPXs in the Marine Coat. I thought that was a sweet-looking shotgun, man.
Yeah, and the Marine stuff is really aesthetically really sweet-looking.
The silver and black.
Yeah, and if you have any remote chance of firing within 50 range of a coast, you're definitely going to want to consider it.
Yeah. There are some other companies out there that offer. I'm trying to think. When I was over on Davidson's Gallery of Guns, they do feature a Marine Coat finish. It's not necessarily an off-brand. I'll see if I can find it here real quick and show it to you guys and talk about it, because they do make one that was under $300 that you could get. It had the black furniture on it. It was really cool, but I cannot remember for the life of me the brand. I'm gonna have to look it up here and see what it is. But yeah, I was also thinking, can we start to talk Benelli at this point also? Can you start to get into
That's
Benelli?
my personal favorite.
There you go. Can we get into something between 400 and 800? What do you think?
Oh yeah, you can get a Nova model for easily for that.
Okay. Okay.
Now, are you getting? Let me ask you a question. Are you getting the Benelli quality that we all think of when we hear the word Benelli?
Yeah. How was the lower end Benelli? Is it just a rebadged Stevens, or are you getting actual? You're getting the warranty. You're getting the good build in the end, the fit and finish. What do you think?
I can only speak. I haven't handled a ton of Benellis. I can only speak for the one I have, and I would say it's. I don't have a reference. It seems to be a good build quality with decent fit and finish, but I can't speak to how that compares to the more expensive models.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like the Benelli semi-autos and whatnot.
Just to kind of give you guys a quick heads up, I'll do a screen share here on this. I know we're moving into the higher end, but I want to show this to you real quick. This is what I was talking about. This is the Rock Island Armory M5 matte nickel finish Davidson's exclusive. They do carry a couple shells in the stock, and it's got that. Let's see if I can get it larger. There we go. So it's got the heat shield over the top. It does have the nickel finish. These were $239. That was the MSRP. I think they were selling them for $179 or $199. So I don't know if those are still available, but those might be out there if you look around on the market. And that's just a 5+1 on 2 3/4 inch shells, or 3-inch shells, 4+1. So that's another option that's out there too. So those were, I remember seeing those at one point. It was the Rock Island guys that made those. And I'm imagining those were made in the Philippines.
Something that for people, some people may not necessarily be aware that not all stainless steel is equal.
Yes.
And if you actually do live in a salty environment, suddenly your stainless steel could start showing signs of rust. So, and sometimes that's the cost difference.
Yep. So you might have that finish, but it might just be a coating. It might not be a very durable finish on the end. But yeah, if you have any doubts, then go with your Mossberg or go with your Remington or whatever. It's nothing wrong with going with the higher quality brand, especially if we're only talking maybe $100, $200 difference. Just save up and get something that's going to be a little more durable. Anything else the $400 to $800 range you guys have any experience with? What do you think?
It's just the one I mentioned.
Okay. Jim, which one was it that you said that you had?
I've got the Benelli.
Okay, just the Benelli.
I actually have it outfitted with two different barrels, an 18 and the I think it's a 26-inch barrel. So I got a field barrel and a home barrel, and the mag tube extension, and a handful of chokes. And
I know my stepdad has a Supernova. He's had really good luck with that.
There's a company, I can't remember if it's who it is, that makes comes with two different barrels, literally a field barrel and a security barrel.
Okay.
And that's something that once you get out of the entry level, you start opening up other options, just like the breakdown models for easier to transport.
Yep.
That suddenly become an option at that medium range of price.
Yeah, mine didn't come with all of those things in the package, but I bought it as a package deal from a friend of mine. So
very cool. I was going to do a quick little scan and see if I can bring up some semi-autos in that range, 400, 800. You should be okay with something like that. And Jim, is yours a pump or is it a semi-auto?
It's a pump.
Okay. But again, you're still getting something that's going to last you a long time, and there's nothing wrong with it. Do you remember, was it around the $400 range or is it more?
So nowadays, I would say a Benelli Nova, if it's just black shotgun, it's going to be in the $400 to $500 range.
Okay.
You can get some of the Real Tree models. I'm looking at them now. You can get MSRP 69 for a field shotgun with the Real Tree finish and
decent. So you can do
there's a Supernova Tactical for $499. It's got a pistol grip and.
Oh wow! Where was that at? Where'd you say that was at?
This is Benelli's website, so it's MSRP.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. Especially if you kind of want something you can do some light hunting with if you want to, or also just defend the home. So that's not bad.
Yeah, but they have field to $400 to $500 range too.
What was the price limit on the mid category?
400 to 800 is what we're looking at in the mid range.
Okay, because I'm looking at a Mossberg 12 gauge semi-auto for $588.
Oh, nice. Is that is it
the 590 type?
Or yeah.
And they have a another semi-automatic with, it looks like, I didn't go into the details yet, it's the 930 SPX Flex model.
Oh yeah.
That looks like a Marine version. I'm trying to read as I speak.
Gotcha.
Maybe it just looks like it and it isn't it. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Like you start opening up to all sorts of options as far as pump, semi-auto, you know, multiple barrels, comes with chokes, all within that medium price range that you defined.
Yeah, I'm looking at Legacy Sports makes a whole series of semi-autos also with camo and black finish. You can get those for $499, so that's not bad. So and obviously you got your Mossbergs too that are out there, like you said. There's some really neat models out there. Yeah, there was I guess that's more of the higher end. I'll get to that one here in just a second. Well, you might be able to get one. There's the 930. There's like the Jerry Michalek edition. If you're going to be looking at something for 3-gun, they make that with a snow camo, which just looks sweet. And then also black camo or black, and then also standard camo. You got your, yep. All right, now let's go ahead and kick up the price point. Let's go $900 to $1,500. $900 to $1,500. Now we're starting to get a little bit up there. I'm seeing some FNs. FN makes some really nice tactical shotguns. CZ is out there. They make some really nice ones too. Beretta, you've got Beretta as well as Benelli. What do you guys think? Above $800, what's out there? What do you think?
If you can find one, you can get yourself a Vepr 12 at that price point.
Oh yeah, let's not rule that out too. There's some of those AR pattern style shotguns too that are out there made by like European American Armory and some of those other companies.
My first shotgun ever was a Mossberg semi-auto.
Oh.
So for me, you know, that was top of the line.
Okay.
And it was I don't know whether I was fortunate. Of course, this is back in the late 1980s.
Oh yeah, good time to be alive.
Far back, but it was very reliable for like it cycles fine on lighter loads. It didn't have to have a mule to kick it just to cycle.
Yep.
So I never really looked at the higher end stuff because I was able to get everything I wanted at that medium price point.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was not competing. I was not going to war, nor was I practicing for it. So.
Yeah. I mean, no, if you can get a nice all-around gun and just, you know, pay a little bit more, but get everything you need out of the whole package deal, man, more power to you. I'm seeing some 935 Mossbergs that are anywhere between $875. You're looking at probably, that's MSRP. You knock off $150 for that. 700, 600, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
There's some good Remington 1100s once you start to get above $1,000. Then you start to get into the more higher grade competition models.
Yeah, because this is the time, whether it's shotguns or something else, this is the times that you will look back and say, that was the day. Remember back when we could see ARs for less than $500? And they're out there right now. And the same thing is true for shotguns, which is today's topic.
Oh man, you can buy some. You buy some fantastic. There's some really high quality models out there, and there's a lot of good competition. So I think we're seeing some prices start to drop. Here's a Model 930 Turkey semi-auto from Mossberg. I mean, there's some awesome deals. This is actually kind of fun just to go. I usually go to galleryguns.com, and I like to check out the Gun Genie just to see what's there. Because you can just scan, and there's so many models you don't even realize. I guess I totally forgot about FN. Then, you know, as we get into the high end, you can start to look at your Browning Satori models, which you're probably looking at $1,500 on up for an over-under, $1,200 on up, which I love those.
Yes, worth every penny.
The Satori's, the engraving in them, the finish in them, or if you can pick up a used one, say for under $1,000, that would definitely be nice. I love the Satori models. That's one of my bucket list guns.
What's the price now for a Browning BPS?
Let me bring it up here real quick. Say the BPS, yeah.
Those are awesome, especially if you have a lefty in your family, or somebody. Because a lot of families I know, people are passing the shotgun around, sharing it back and forth, things like that. And that bottom eject is just really, really nice. It just makes it to where it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. You know, anybody can pick that thing up and not have to worry about the controls being wrong.
I am seeing an MSRP of $599. Let me tell you what I can actually get one for. We've got a BPS field model, 12 gauge, 28-inch barrel, which you can also get a 26, 4+1 capacity, vent rib, dual steel action bars, bottom ejection. If I was to buy one locally here in Nebraska, now I'm going to talk out the door with taxes, and there would not be an FFL. We're looking at $577 with sales tax. There's $37 in sales tax. The gun is only $529 for a Browning shotgun, and I mean that's very fair. So $529 if I bought it through SS Pawn.
And yeah, and I also start to wonder again, as far as, are you getting the same quality as you would for, let's say, another model of Browning? And I'm going to give you an example, slightly different gun product, but like scopes. I have a Nikon scope. There are Nikon scopes made in Japan, and there's Nikon scopes made in the Philippines. Now, it's neither one is junk. It's just that you are not getting what you traditionally think of. You're getting, it's a different factory, obviously a different culture, a different work ethic. All those little minor changes roll up into the final product. And you may not be getting what you think you're getting because it has that name brand that has always in decades past stood for a high level of quality, good stuff.
Yeah. Now we got an interesting question over here on the gun channel side. So this is from Paper Plane Crash. He says, is spending over $1,000 on an over-under really more than just cosmetics? How great can a trigger difference be? And I'm just going to say, my personal experience, this has nothing to do with shotguns, but I bought my first Sig Sauer. Okay, I bought the P229 Classic Carry. Okay, that was a $700 gun, and it does, I'm not going to lie, it does everything that my Taurus PT111 G2 does. It runs 9mm shells, and it fires it reliably. You know, you spend over a certain price point. Part of it is just because you want one. That could be the reason why you spend that kind of money, over $1,000 on an over-under. You know, and that's a good question. How great can a trigger difference be? One thing I will say is I've read reviews in magazines on shotguns, and there is a slight, you sometimes get an edge on a higher end shotgun in terms of how well it maintains the pattern coming out of the barrel. The fit and finish, you know, get what you want. If you've always had that dream, like me, I've always wanted to buy a Browning Auto 5. Now, do I need to go spend $1,200 on a semi-automatic shotgun? No, I could do it with the $240 Walmart special, you know, a Charles Daly, for instance. But what do you guys think about that? Spending over $1,000 on an over-under, is that something you'd ever consider doing?
Well, a lot of the time, if you're going to spend that kind of money on an over and under, it's because you're a competitive trap shooter or something like that. And when you start getting into that kind of money, all kinds of factors start coming into play with that gun, as far as the dimensions on the stock, the drop on the heel, the toe, all that kind of stuff. I mean, even if it's not custom fitted to you, there's a ton of differences that all go into making that stock, the quality of the wood, the quality of the metal, the quality of the machining, how the screws are set. You know, you get some of those 5-digit shotguns and the screws all point the same way, the way that the Craftsman did it 100 years ago. So you're looking at a lot more than just you pull the trigger and it goes bang when you get into that kind of money. Yeah, now, it's not worth it to everybody, but if you are a competitive trap shooter or something like that, there's a little bit of a status symbol that comes with, you know, pulling that whatever it is out of the case. And sometimes too, it's just a matter of everybody's got a Benelli, a Beretta, or a Browning, and I want something different. I want something that when I pull it out, people are going to walk over and say, hey, what is that? I've never seen that before. Yeah. So you pay a lot for that prestige right there too.
Yeah.
And even though that you're right, that $250 shotgun is going to go out and bust birds out of the sky. You know, so it's kind of like, I drive a Ford Taurus. I don't need a BMW, but if I had one and I pulled in with that, how cool would that be?
Yeah, and the other thing I want to throw out there is, I just looked it up real quick. Timney, and they're not the only ones, make trigger packs for like Mossberg shotguns for $130. So you can take that middle shotgun we talked about, and again, through the upgrade path, make it work. Obviously, you can't change the barrel. I mean, there's some things that you just can't change, but you can upgrade other things to get it close to. Now it's never going to say Browning on the outside of it.
Yeah.
It'll always say Mossberg, but you can get some running a whole lot nicer than they came out of the box.
And I'm just going to say this as an old fart here. You get to this point where you're like, you know what? I want quality, and damn it, I've earned it, and I'm going to buy it. That's the kind of mentality we get. And I'm not saying that there's any lesser quality and cheaper guns, but I look at the Stoeger Condor. The wood is okay. The finish is okay. It doesn't have bluing that, say, matches my 3030 pre-Freedom Group, Marlin 336. It's okay. It's functional. Like you said, it'll take birds out of the sky, guys. But, you just kind of get to a point where you want to buy something nice for yourself. And so is it really worth it to spend the over $1,000 on an over-under? No, but, there's a million other times where we buy stuff that's more in excess of what we really need to get by, but you just want it because you can, and you want it because you want to have the experience and you want the prestige.
Yeah, I think with a lot of things in life, not just guns or whatever, but
yeah,
what are you into? Are you into shotguns? Then you're gonna probably want the best that you can get.
Yeah,
so Travis,
you're into ARs.
You said it best by calling it a bucket list gun. Yeah. The Browning Centauri is a bucket list gun for me as well. And yeah, there is something about being able to show up at the range with a $1,500 beautiful shotgun and that sort of thing. It is kind of nice. So you kind of hold your head up a little bit higher, that sort of thing. If you've got a nice expensive gun or a rare gun or a really well shooting gun or something like that. When you're younger, you're not going to take care of it as well. You don't need that high quality or anything like that. You're just looking to go shoot and learn and have fun. When you get older, you appreciate it more. You're going to take better care of something that expensive. You're going to put it in a case and make sure it doesn't get scratched and that sort of thing. But to give you a good example, I've only shot it over and under once. And I've only gone trap and skeet shooting once. I was 16 years old. We went to the range and we were shooting some of my grandpa's shotguns, and the guy next to us had a Browning Centauri. And my stepdad he's a real nice guy. I mean, as far as, just being open and talking to people. And he asked the guy about it, and he goes, "Would you and your sons like to shoot it?" And I mean, that was almost, I forget almost 30 years ago. And the experience has stayed with me to this day. And I want to get one of those shotguns because, it's wood. There's no synthetic on it. There was no scope. It wasn't tactical or anything else like that. It looked like some FUD gun. But when I held this thing, it was so well balanced.
Yeah.
And everything I pointed it at, it hit with very little effort compared to my grandpa's reliable but clunky, pump and semi-auto shotguns that we were shooting clays out of. And I would have never, ever wanted an over or under shotgun. That's some old timey FUD gun. I don't want none of that. No, absolutely. I want one. And I've wanted one since that day. So it's definitely, when you get older, you appreciate that more.
Yeah. That's just kind of some advice. I mean, if you can certainly do it, buy something higher quality at the start. You might find yourself spending less money to upgrade down the road. If you can put back a little bit extra money, we could all put back a little bit of money and buy higher quality stuff if we really wanted to. A lot of times it's like, oh, this is on sale. I got to have this, I got to have this $200 shotgun, or I got to have this, $350, polymer Wonder 9, So, hey, real quick, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think another thing too about the shotgun is it's I don't even know how I say this right, because I'm gonna say two conflicting thoughts at the same time here. Because, a good pump shotgun is about as versatile as it gets. I mean, you can put, any size of shot through it. You can put birdshot, buckshot. Even if it's not a rifled barrel, you can put a Foster slug through it or something like that. But at the same time, while that one shotgun can maybe do it all, shotguns, it seems like they are the gun that is the most specialized. You can get a shotgun for home defense. You can get a shotgun for a kid in a different gauge. You can get a shotgun set up for geese, a different one set up for turkeys, a different one yet for ducks, a different one for upland, a different one for trap and skeet. If you want to go shoot quail, you might have something smaller like a 28 gauge, and get some money wrapped up into that. And there's so many different shotguns for every single different thing you could do. You could have a dozen shotguns and use each one of them throughout your year for something different.
Yeah, that's
true. And I know that you could have a dozen handguns in your safe too, but ultimately, if you're not a law enforcement officer and you don't need one for duty, then you've got one for, one for carry, one for home defense, one for the range, and sometimes it's the same gun all the way around. Yeah. So there's different sizes, different ways to carry them, but I think the shotgun is the gun that has become the most specialized now too.
Oh yeah, just look at how many different configurations are out there for people and what you can run with, and I mean it's crazy, man. Tony, oh no, Tony disappeared. I was going to let Tony say a little something. Tony, if you can come back in here, we were going to maybe have you share your thoughts on the low, medium, high price range, any models you got for us. If you come back here, we'll be closing this one down in a couple minutes. I know a lot of us have wives that want to go out and do some last minute shopping. We got to get out there and do some driving around, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else on the high end. Like I said, I'd love to have an Auto 5. That'd be my dream. Let's run this through the panel real quick. What would be your dream shotgun if you have one? Just think about it for a sec. What would be your dream shotgun? Jim, I want to start with you. What's your dream shotgun? What's your bucket list shotgun? Any price point, I don't care.
Any price point? Probably one of the nicer Benelli or Beretta semi-autos.
Okay.
I don't think I'd get too far. Hey, I don't think I'd get into the over-unders as much as some other guys. I'd probably like to have one, but...
Okay, I do that job. Dano, what do you think? What's your bucket list shotgun? Unless you already own it.
I don't necessarily have a maker or model picked out. It's more of a functionality one. Is I would really like to have a select fire, like a burst mode, like 3-round, and then standard fire, semi-auto.
I got that on Call of Duty. They work really well.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But barring that, I guess I'd go back to my Mossberg, 590 variant.
Gotcha.
And
gotcha.
It's not so much of a bucket list as it is something that it's well known. It's got a lot of history behind it. It has a lot of third-party support, much like the Remington does. For that same sort of function. So you can make all the little tweaks you want to make to make it yours.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Nice. Midnight Range, you got a bucket list shotty? The man might be busy preparing food this morning.
Yes.
There he is. Sorry to pull you out of your duty, bud.
No, that's fine. Every once in a while, I'll hit my mute button and it'll take forever to activate or deactivate. It's real weird. I don't know. Shotguns are something that, I think I really show my blue collarness because I'm not super into high-end shotguns.
Okay.
I really do. We mentioned it earlier that the Winchester SXP and the stainless with the black, I think it's a really sweet shotgun. I think it's really cool looking. When it comes to shotguns, for me, it's pretty much, I think a lot of it has to do with aesthetics. It's like, that's pretty cool. I want to get one of those, I do like the Benellis. I think if I would ever decide to buy something high end or more expensive, I'd probably go with the Benelli because I've shot a few of them and I like them. But
cool.
Yeah, I'm not the kind of dude that's going to go out and buy a $1,500 shotgun. I think.
No, I mean you really gotta be into it for that kind of money, and you gotta have some factory sponsorship to make that work, right?
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't shoot enough. I don't really hunt too much anymore, and I've got honestly my go-to shotgun for hunting when I first gun I ever got was and I still have it. It's a Stevens 77B from 1960, man.
Nice.
And funny story, the gun club that I used to be a member of, we used to do the turkey shoots, the trap, the target shoots, and you could win money, you could win, steaks, you can win, how it is, they have all these goofy prizes.
Yeah.
I had 3 guys that used to use my shotgun. 2 of them because they didn't have shotguns, and 1 of them because he couldn't shoot his Benelli for shit. He shot his shotgun. It just wasn't a great patterning rifle. It just didn't pattern well. He just didn't shoot well with it. And my old beat up rust bucket of a shotgun was what he put his $1,000 Benelli back in his truck and shot my $25 Stevens.
Hey man,
so
whatever
you
works.
Never know
right?
You never know. Yeah.
Exactly. Dang. All right, Squibby, what about you? What's your bucket list shotgun?
That's a toss-up. Either the Spas 12
Oh yeah.
Or a real Winchester 1887 and 10 gauge, and I'd load my own black powder shells for it, or the 1901 10 gauge that I could put smokeless, which I could probably run commercial ammo through because it's stronger. It's a stronger action. So all of those I've seen at the gun show. All of those are well over $1,000 if you get a real one. There are some repros on the lever actions, but they're not 100% authentic. They're close enough for what you'd want to do with it. But yeah, toss up between those.
Cool. All right, nice. Triple D, you got a bucket list shotgun on your list or what?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a vague bucket list. I would like to get something set up just for home defense.
Okay.
But ultimately, if I could come up with it, I'd love to have an old Winchester 1897, not necessarily configured as a trench gun, but just to have one. And then I think it'd be really cool to have a Winchester 1911. Not that I want to actually blow my head off with the thing and try and go use it, but just to have that old Widowmaker would be a really, really sweet shotgun to have.
Nice.
And that's something I don't think I've ever seen up here in a gun show or anywhere like that. I think it'd be cool to come across one, and even cooler if I had the money to pick it up and take it home.
Heck yeah, man. They got a lot of good options out there for us. For me, I'm just gonna have to say Browning Auto 5. I just think those are cool. They disappeared for a while and then they came back. I love the design of them. I just think they're cool. They look like solid, well-built semi-autos. And again, you're looking at the $1,000 range, but I just think they're cool. I just like the old school look to them, and I'm a Browning fan, so why not? So, all right, cool. All right, guys, so we're at an hour. I know a lot of you got to get going. We've got some holiday shopping we got to take care of, and it's going to be a quick weekend here. So real quick, I just want to recognize the viewers out there that have been watching today. So over on the Gun Channel side, we've got Paper Plane Crash has been with us, and General Relativity. Ellis is out there too. Jim is there and here. Squibby, you're there and here. Thanks for joining in. Dano, guys, I want you to thank you for joining us today. And over on the YouTube side, 2 Live Moo showed up, AC97, Scott P79, Jorge Cortez, Jeep Things Outdoors is joining us. Hey, I'm right there with you, bud. Who else is out there? Patriot in the Dark joined us today. Philo came with us. He's here with us. Let's see, Gelsma Outdoors joining in today. Trying to go back a little bit. Rich White is out there. Rich, I love that comment you made on the Tactical Beard. Ricky Williams, my stepdad's out there watching right now. I better make sure I keep this G-rated. Shane Clark is out there. Sean Ponnery, all right, out there too. Jared Walsh, 04 Hemi. Man, a lot of guys joining in today. A lot of people joining us. That's awesome. Scott Pacini's been joining in. And if there's anybody else that I missed, I want to apologize. But, guys, thanks for watching. So a couple quick announcements here before we run things through the panel and close it up. Again, I've got that 5,000 subs video that has posted over on YouTube. Go over there. Just watch the video. It'll tell you exactly what you got to do if you want to be entered in the drawing. It's very simple. You don't even have to share. You don't have to contact 5 of your best buddies for Instagram or anything like that. Do that if you want to, but you're not required to. So we got that going on. Next Saturday, we'll have Caliber Corner number 25. We'll celebrate a 25th episode. Be thinking about this one, your New Year's gun resolutions. New Year's things that you got to do that are firearms related that'll make you a better outdoorsman, sportsman, hunter, etc. So New Year's gun resolutions, and we'll have the drawing live on air. Hopefully I don't forget on Saturday too for the winner of the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. So again, lots of stuff going on. Also, when we're done here, don't forget, go over to gunchannels.com. First of all, you should have already signed up with Gun Channels before you came over here. And second, we will have the live lobby going on. The chat's going to be going on. You can get out there and discuss guns and talk guns with a lot of really cool individuals. Let's see. And otherwise, let's run this through the panel real quick. Anything you want to say? Ghost, you're with us. Ghost Tactical. Real quick, give us a couple recommendations for low, mid, and high-price shotguns. What do you recommend?
Man, I'm sure they've all been mentioned before. Low end, obviously probably the Maverick 88.
Yep.
Mid level, I would say like a Mossberg 500 or a Mossberg 930.
Cool.
High end, I'd probably say the Benelli SBE.
Okay. Do you have
I'm sure they've all been mentioned, but I'm sorry, I worked on Saturday morning, so I'm sorry jumping in late. I just want to say Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey, man, Merry Christmas to you, too. Do you have a bucket list gun out there that you'd like to pick up at some point, Ghost? What's your dream shotgun?
Dream shotgun? Man, probably that Benelli. SBE, Super Black E. I love that shotgun, and I've shot it several times. A couple of buddies of mine have it, but I mean, $1,700 for a shotgun. I mean,
sell the pickup.
It's what it is.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, do you have anything you want to plug real quick before we call it? Anything we should be looking for on your channel? Any announcements or anything like that?
Nothing major. Just Tactical Tuesday nights, 8 Eastern. The drill of the month is out there. You've got till New Year's Eve to shoot the video response and all that jazz. But like I said, I'm sorry for being late. I'm always late on Saturdays, but I just want to stop in.
Cool.
Wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and thanks for having me, buddy.
Cool. I'm going to be forwarding you a suggestion for drill of the month I found on a magazine. See maybe if you want to throw it up there as an option. It looks really fun. It uses 2 silhouette targets, so I'll share that with you in a little bit here.
Absolutely.
Jim, anything you want to say before we go?
I just want to bid everybody a Merry Christmas, and thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me. It's always good having you hang out. Dano, anything out there you want to say?
I just want to let everybody know that after this is over, I'm going to be hosting a lobby over on Gun Channels. And if for some reason you just can't get over to Gun Channels or don't want to do the Gun Channels thing, just go over to YouTube and just do a search on Just Dano, all one word, and it'll show up as soon as I get going. Like I said, about 5 minutes or so after this ends.
Very cool, man. Sounds good. Midnight Range, anything you want to plug, man? Anything going on?
You guys hear me?
Yep, we're good to go, bud.
See, it says I'm muted. I don't know. My phone's acting wonky. Not a whole lot. I'm hoping to go live tomorrow night. Wish everybody a happy holidays, and not a whole lot, man. Just trying to get some stuff up if I can, and I will say that when you said bucket list shotguns, I did forget that the AA-12 exists.
Yeah.
At that time.
I saw that pop up in the side chat or in the chat on the YouTube side. So
did it? Yeah. So, that
would be a lot of fun.
Didn't even think about it. But yeah, as soon as I hit mute, I was like, oh, that's right. The AA-12 is there. So
very cool.
That's it.
All right, man. Squibby, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say before we call it?
Lock and Load Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes we start a little bit earlier, 7 or 7:30 sometimes.
Okay.
And Oiley's Humble Home Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And just Merry Christmas and Safe New Year to everybody. I'll try to jump in next Saturday. I'll be up north, and the reception won't be as good, but I'll try to jump in on my phone next Saturday.
Oh, that's fine. Not a problem. And if you want to, you can always share your New Year's gun resolution with me, and I can share with everybody if you don't think you'll be able to make it. So.
Well, where we're going to be at is kind of out in the country, but if I drive into town, I can get better reception, and Jay's Sporting Goods is in town coincidentally.
What are the odds of that?
Might have to broadcast from the parking lot of Jay's.
Yeah. Just go inside and ask him if you can do it. Heck, we'll let him show off the store, man. We don't care. It's all good.
Yeah, all you guys will want to move to Northern Michigan after you go in there.
That sounds fun, man. Sounds fun. Cool. Well, hey, man, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you giving your time, especially this close to the holidays and stuff. And you and your family, you guys have a Merry Christmas, all right?
You guys too.
Cool. All right, Triple D, anything you want to say before we call it?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. After I stopped talking, I realized there's a couple shotguns that I hadn't even thought about. I'd love to be able to afford an old Purdy sometime, or anything that's old and from England. But I don't know if anybody mentioned it before I jumped on, but I didn't hear it afterwards. The DP-12 would be kind of cool to play around with.
Yeah,
I know somebody who has one of those, and I've held it. I haven't shot it, but twin 12 gauge barrels, pump action. That thing would be kind of cool. So other than that, thanks for the invite. Everybody have a Merry Christmas, and just in case I don't talk to you guys again, have a Happy New Year and be safe.
Hey, you too, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so, guys, that wraps it up. Thanks for joining us today. Again, this was Caliber Corner number 24. If you go back and watch the series, we talked about pistols and we talked about rifles and shotguns. 3 different price points that work for just about any budget. You got some gift cards looking you back in the face. You can feel free to go out there and watch the video again and get some ideas. And I think we're pretty much good. So All right, so guys, that wraps it up. Thanks for joining us for Caliber Corner, and I'm Travis P11. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out that drawing going on. And I think that's it. So we will talk to you soon. You guys all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will talk to you next Saturday. All right, goodbye.